Detailing cars is not all I do. So what you all saw here in the opening shot was where I was standing in front of was a wall full of tools that I use. And I've used these tools for years. I got nail guns up there, reciprocating saws, got jigsaws, I've got circulating saws, I've got sanding equipment, I've even got osculating tools, etc., up on my wall. And that's not the only stuff that I got. I mean, I have a list of different type of drills and stuff I use. And you can see I got a bunch of wrenches and whatnot. And the reason why I got a lot of that stuff is because I used to, and still from time to time, do home improvement work. What I want to do is I'm going to look up and see if I can find them or not. But I got pictures of, a few bathrooms I've redone, renovated, whatnot, kitchens, whatnot, and stuff like that. But that's not the purpose of this video. So one of the YouTube viewers, which I appreciate all of them, had asked me, a couple of them had asked me about, doing a video and going over on some of the equipment and stuff that I use. So I said, I'm going to do it. Okay. Because I always ask if it's something that you want to see, hey, I'll put it out there. I'll do my best. I don't know if it's going to get enough hits or not, 4 or 5 months if haven't got 100 views on it. So that's not going to stop me. That doesn't deter me. Back behind me right here is a lot of the stuff that I use when I'm detailing, and I'll show you some of the equipment I've used, and we'll talk about the equipment that I got and talk about how long I've had this equipment. First of all, you got to have a decent vacuum cleaner, okay? Now, I've got this Rigid 5 horsepower. It's a 12 gallon, 45 liter shop vac, and you see I got different attachments to it as far as I got the crevice tool, which is right over here, and I got the wider one there. I got some more pieces over on the other side that I usually look up there. I got stuff up there hanging up. I've had this thing for about 20 years. I kid you not, 20 years, and it's been working just fine, and it still works fine. It works as a wet vac or a dry vac. I got it from Home Depot, I believe, and at that time, this thing was on sale for like, what was it? It was like a $69, something like that. And I got it for 69 bucks. But I've had it for that long and it works. It's still working. Now, the house I'm living in right now, when I first moved in here, they left this one behind right here. And this is I don't know what the name brand of it is. It says 2.0, 10 gallon shop vac. And this thing runs off of 7.5 amps. But I tell you what, this thing works good. They left it here. I've been using it. It sucks up great. It sucks up like crazy. So I've been using it, and it still works. Okay. Do you have to have a power washer to clean a vehicle? No. A pressure washer? No. You don't have to have one, because if you got a hose with good nozzles on it, I mean, you can do the job. But if you want to do a thorough job in getting places where that water hose won't get in, sometimes you need more water pressure. Now, this is the one that I use all the time right here. This is one I use right here at the shop. I got this Greenworks 2000 PSI. This thing, it has 1.2 GPMs. That means 1.2 gallons per minute is how much water this thing puts out. But it's 2000 PSIs. And I'm telling you now, if I test it, I don't believe it's at a full 2000 PSIs. And maybe it's something like 1800 PSIs, maybe 1900. But it says that its max is 2000 PSIs. I think I bought this like 4 years ago. Okay. It's got that little soap thing that's on the bottom of it down there. Soap dispenser, which I never use. When I'm out on the road and I'm going to somebody's house or whatever to do a mobile detail, which I do, I have this Ryobi, and this is a 2800 PSI, but this thing shoots out 2.3 gallons per minute. It's powerful, okay? I heard somebody say something about using a one with 3,000 PSIs, and I mean, you can literally knock paint off a car with 3,000 PSIs, and I'm telling you can, because I've done it. But this, believe it or not, I bought this back in, you see my initials I got? I put my initials on all of my equipment just in case if they come up stolen. Hey, look, let me tell you something, guys. if you got some equipment that you got, put your initials somewhere on it. I got initials right here where it says T-bills, plus I got it in another place. Just in case if your stuff gets stolen and you see it in a pawn shop somewhere, put it in an area where nobody would expect for your initials to be. And you can, who knows? People steal people's stuff all the time and take it to a pawn shop. 2017, and that's what, 8 years ago, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 7 years ago. I've had this thing for 7 years, and in 7 years, this thing is still working strong. It starts right up and it rolls. But like I said, I don't use that when I'm here at the house. Now, I will use it, if I'm power washing concrete or something like that, if I'm out there power washing that or something that I need to try to get up, like oil stains and stuff, then I use that one, okay? Because that thing will knock the dirt up. I got an undercarriage cleaner, which is right here. And I'll set that down so you guys can see it. And move the camera back a little bit more. That is an undercarriage cleaner. It's great having one of those, especially in the wintertime when you get salt and snow and stuff and ice up under a car. And you got some good PSIs, that thing will knock the pressure, will knock it right off, okay? Hose, wands that I use that are up here. I got the Ryobi one, and I got the one, the green works right there. And I got this other one, I call it a little stubby. I use that one a lot. I like that one a whole lot better because it's lightweight, it's really easy to use. The others, and especially when you hook a foam cannon to it, it's easy. When you hook a foam cannon to these right here with those long wands on it, it makes this thing big and awkward. Okay, it makes it big and awkward. So, from power washers, I'll go over and show you. These are some of the foam cannons that I use, okay? All right, so I also got a host of different type of brushes that I use, wheel and tire brushes. I got these barrel brushes right here. This is that crap there. This was really nice and thick when I first got it. Look at it now, it's gone. This one, I got this one from Superior Products. This is a really good barrel brush. But I got all these other brushes. I use a tire brush, ones that are stiff. These are tire brushes as well. I got these at great prices. I got them from, some of them I got off of Amazon, and some I got on clearances from Walmart and places like that. But I keep a lot of brushes because I may have to get into like tight spaces. Like even down here, I've got a list of brushes, a line of them, also including wire wheel brushes that are down there. So I want to make sure that I got everything I need to get the jobs I got to get done. Okay, going over to the other side over here, I've got this real cheap Warrior, and this is a random, not an orbit, but just a random polisher. Okay, this one just goes into one circle. I got this from Amazon, and not Amazon, I got it from Harbor Freight, and I've had this thing from Harbor Freight from, oh my goodness, for about 4 or 5 years, and it's still working fine. All right, it really is. You see these little palm sanding polishers I have? I got one here. And I also got one that's up behind there, which is that one right there. They all still work. I use them sometimes. They work. They're not as good as the most expensive one. Well, I'll put it this way. Yes, they are. I'm not going to say that they're not as good. They're not as expensive as some of the high-end stuff that you go and get, but it does the same job. It does the same job. There are polishers out here that cost you between $300 to $500 per polisher, and I got polishers up here that I've spent less than half that are still working. I have a 5-inch, a big one, which was right here, the Botaka. Somebody asked me about, and this is an orbital polisher. This thing works great. I've had no problems out of it. I had it for years. I've got the Zoda, that small one right there. That's a 3-inch one. I believe that's a 3-inch one, holds 3-inch pads. That one works really great. They may be a little bit on the loud side. That's okay, all right? Because if anything gets too loud for me, I always got earmuffs, which are right here. I got several pairs of them that I can't put on, but they get the job done. They do, they get the job done. I mean, they're not the most expensive thing in the world, but they will do the job. You see this little pneumatic, and I showed you guys this in one of my last videos, that little sprayer thing I got right there. I got that from Harbor Freight for like 15 bucks. I also have a McCulloch, which is right here. I got a McCulloch steam cleaner. So, all right, let's go over to my box down here. Now, in this box right here, this is where I keep my buffing pads. I keep buffing pads and other microfiber pads. I keep those in there. I keep it as the same down in the other one. As you can see those. Down in the bottom, I keep a lot of the attachments, scrubbing attachments and stuff like that, okay? And that's the carpet extractor. This little thing works good. It really does. It's got some great power to it. It's got some great suction power to it. I'm telling you. I picked up while I was at, I picked this up from Menards. I was at Menards the other day, and I picked this up here, the carpets and mats. And this is for from Turtle Wax. It's Oxy-Power. Menards had this stuff on sale for $3.99 a can. This and the interior multi-purpose stuff, they were on sale for $3.99, $4 a can. This is what this stuff was on sale for, okay? Now, let me show you something. While I was in Menards, I saw something that blew me away. I haven't seen this stuff since I was a kid. I kid you not. And I found it, and they still carry it, or they just got some of this in. Look at this. Now, for those of you youngsters who really don't know, this is STP Son of a Gun. This stuff came out years ago when Armor All first came out with their stuff. Okay, Armor All came out with, the wheel and tire shine, the white milky stuff that people put on the tires, and you put it on your vinyl tops, rubbing your seats and everything. STP came out with this Son of a Gun tire shine. This stuff was in there, and I just bought it just for the heck of it. They had a blue tag sale on this stuff. It was like $2.79 a bottle. I also use a Bostitch air compressor, and I use that for filling up tires and whatnot, not whatever I need air in. And I also, you see this little piece right here? This is a blower. Okay, this hooks up to the air compressor. You push that down, you get some high pressure air come out of it. They've got this thing, and I know you guys seen it. I think they call it a Tornado or Varnado, something like that. What the detailers are using to clean the insides of the vehicle, where they use it to spray out all that stuff. And I've looked that thing up online, and that thing is something like $79 is what they're asking for it. This is the same thing. It does the exact same thing. The one that they got has a plastic thing and is shaped like a cone, like a tornado cone up there. And all it basically does, it does the same thing. It blows the air. That's what it does. It blows the air. It might blow the air with a little twisting or whatever on the inside of it, but it still does the same thing. It blows the air. And this, I got this along with a lot of other pieces that I bought. And I believe this stuff was like, these accessory stuff cost me like about 10 or 15 bucks from Harbor Freight. So, does the same job. Does the same job for, for less money. Now, about a year ago, I bought this Grant's detailer's cart with the rolling wheels on, and I got it from Harbor Freight. It's a piece of crap. I'm going to be honest with you, really. The reason why I say that is because I want you to look at the rubber wheels down here. The wheels are plastic. The rubber parts on them have all worn off already. Okay, actually, they broke off. And another piece on this other side over here broke off, which is just sitting right down here, which it broke. Here's another wheel right here. Hope you guys can see that other wheel. Let's pull it up there. I'm trying to get this up so y'all can see it. See that front wheel right there? It doesn't look like that wheel right there with the rubber on it. The rubber is gone off of it. It's not good. So instead, I went to Walmart one day and I grabbed this one, okay? And this little thing, it's not as comfortable sitting on it as that soft, because that Grant's Harbor Freight one has a soft cushion that you can take off of it. But this thing here works just as well. From Walmart for $39, I mean, not bad. It does what it does. Plus, it's got the little pockets on the side right there, the little pockets for your bottles and whatnot. You see, I've got a few rags down there, but I got no bottles on it. So in my last video that I did, when I was detailing the car, I showed you this little tent that I use. That's a 10 by 10 tent, that stands up. It's got the big canvas thing on top of it. Works great. It really does. It works real good. I got that from Menards, I believe it was. I got that on sale for $79. Okay, and that thing is heavy duty and works really good. I also got a Franklin 3-step aluminum fold ladder. I use that when I'm doing my oil changes and stuff like that, and getting up on top of vehicles that are up pretty high. And I also got this as well. I have I don't know if you call it a detailer's ladder or not, but it's like a little a scaffold. It's a small, it's a Keller scaffold, and you see the thing. It has a maximum on it of 225 pounds. So these are some of the detailing sprays that I use. Remember, I did the video on the nano graphene spray coating. I think it's great. It rained like crazy out here, and before this video, I'll tell you what, let's take a walk out here and take a look at my truck. Now, it's been raining. I've been driving through the rain because it's been pouring. As you can see, the top of it is still wet, okay? And you can see the bubbles from the water. You can see the beautiful, beautiful bubbles that was created, that it did. And look at the sides of it. Not bad, not bad at all. So I also got this extension mop. It's got the soft microfiber cloth on it. I got this also from Walmart, which, when you getting on top of SUVs, vans, and stuff like that, and you got to go up high, I mean, this really helps. Now, everything I just showed you guys here, okay? Everything I got in here, I didn't spend a lot of money for it, okay? I spent some money, and it took me some time to do it. I mean, it didn't just happen overnight. I mean, I had to accumulate. I had to get something when I can and something else when I can. Like I said, I'm not monetized or anything. Nobody's paying for this but me. So, I got it when I can get it, okay? And I built up something where now my business is really, it's better than it's ever been. It really has. It's where is it all the way to where I want it to be? Almost. It's almost there, because sometimes, a couple of times I had to turn people away because, I was a little bit too busy. But as I was saying, is this stuff that I got some of the best stuff in the world, the most expensive stuff? No, it's not, but it works. It works for me. Find what works for you. That's what you got to do. You got to find what works for you. You don't have to break the bank to build up your stuff to start detailing vehicles or whatever it is that you do, that you want to do. So whatever it is that you want to do, I mean, do it. And don't listen to the naysayers out there that tell you, oh, no, you can't, and you got to do it this way, and you got to do it that way. Look, what works for one might not work for another. What works for another might not work for the other person. Okay? I hope I said that right. Anywho, I want to thank y'all so much. Hey, I need y'all to hit those like buttons, please. And I ain't too proud to beg. Would you please hit those like buttons? Would you please hit those subscribe buttons and notification buttons? The likes are very, very important. I got to hit them. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I'm not at 1,000 yet, but we're getting close there, okay? So if y'all can help me to get to 1,000 subscribers, I appreciate it. For those of you who've been leaving me comments and whatnot, hey, thank you so much. I do. I like conversing with people, that I don't even know, that's across the country. I mean, some on the other side of the world. I saw one guy from the UK who's always hitting me up, so it really is. It's great. I think it's wonderful. I do. I love it because I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. Now, from the start of this video, I was telling you guys, I said that, detailing vehicles is not all I do. And like I said, I used to work on houses. I have a select few of some of my clients. I do some of their oil changes, some of the spark plugs. I do transmission fluid changes, brakes. And I also do coolant. I also do coolant. These are things, I'm not a certified mechanic, but these are things I've done all my life, and these are things that I'm comfortable with. Now, one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to do something that I'm uncomfortable with or something that I'm not that familiar with. Whatever I do, the things that I do, I want to be able to do them blindfolded. I can change oil blindfolded if you just point me in the direction where everything is at. if I could feel my way through it. Okay. Same way with spark plugs. Okay. Well, you know, with the spark plugs, I don't know so much blindfolded, because once you get the spark plugs out, you got to make sure that they're gapped to the right specs and whatnot. So, but brakes, I'm telling you now, I can probably put brakes on blindfolded. I've done that many pairs of brakes. But see, that's stuff that I'm comfortable with. And one of my clients had me do his 2000, what he said, 2019, 18 and 19 Lincoln Navigator. You know, I did his spark plugs for him. Okay, he had the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine, same as I got in mine. I've done mine. Differential oil, I got no problem with changing differential oil. Okay, because I've done it before. All right, so like I say, gear oil, rear end oil, whatever you want to call it. Okay, differential. All right. So as I was saying, just detailing vehicles is not all I do. Now, I don't venture out beyond what I don't go on a street or a lane where I know that I cannot mess with, okay? There are certain aspects of electricity, that I will not touch, okay? I'll leave that to my brother-in-law because he is an electrician, okay? He just put up a light for me that's like on the back of my house that's up like some 15, no, it's more than that, like close to 20 feet up. I'm not going up on that ladder like that, but that's what he does. So that I'm not going to venture out in. I have a friend of mine, a good buddy of mine, who helped me when I was doing my brake work, doing the front end work on the F-150. And he's an HVAC guy. He's an HVAC guy, and he's certified in this. This is what he does. There are certain aspects of that I'm not going to touch that because it's out of my league and I'm not comfortable with it. I will only deal with something that when I'm talking about working on vehicles, I will not, when it comes to working on somebody else's car, I will not venture outside of my comfort zone. I won't, okay? Because if something happens, I can be held liable, all right? But where I do go, like I said, oil changes, oil changes, and they charge you $100 to change oil now. For what? Oil where you can buy all the oil in the oil filter, you can go get all that for $35, and they charge you $100 to do it. Something that doesn't even take that long, okay? Same way with brakes. Brakes have gone up, prices have gone up and whatnot. So, but, anywho, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on the channel. And hopefully we can come up with something else that interests you. Hope you find this video interesting. Like I said, if you do find it interesting, hey, hit them like buttons. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to say it. I'll say it over and over again, okay? Thank y'all so much. We'll see you next time.